In the last episode,
and this is what's behind us right now. Whoa! Did you see that? Was it a bird? The trucks could drive up to this? Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of this rugged adventure series, stretching from western Colorado all the way over to southern Utah. We're going through roughly 5 different scenery changes. Started in desert, went to mountain, back to desert yesterday, and then finished in the mountains last night. Currently leaving the border camp at Buckeye Reservoir, right on the border of Colorado and Utah. Halfway through the day today, we should be dropping out of the La Salle mountain area down into some proper desert, and we are looking forward to it. The rain never really let up last night, so we just spent all morning packing up wet gear, and that's one of my least favorite things to do while camping, but sometimes you just gotta do it. My entire camper setup is running pretty low on battery because we've had little to no solar all day yesterday. We didn't even cook breakfast this morning. We decided to just load everything up and start heading west. It's already looking promising. I see some blue skies off to my left, and I can feel a little bit of the warmth from the sun coming through here. I'm hoping once we get out of these trees, we can kind of take a little break and dry things out a little bit, soak up some sun like a bunch of lizards. To leave this camp spot this morning, we do have to, of course, hop back on Rim Rocker, which is a common theme throughout this. We're trying to spend as little time as possible on this trail because it's just simply more interesting stuff out there. We have officially crossed into Utah. We're gonna be on this trail for about a mile before we split off, and instead of following the rim rocker around the southern part of the LaSalle's into southern Moab, I've got an alternate route planned, and we're gonna go around the north side and see a lot more scenery. I think it's gonna be a little bit cooler, so hope you guys enjoy. Well, we just made it through that LaSalle block, and now we are at an optional route. It is only about 10 o'clock in the morning. We've been traveling for like maybe an hour now. Smooth sailing, open graded roads, freshly graded roads. As you guys can see, we actually saw a grader pushing dirt around. And since we have so much time, we're getting very close to being out of the last mountain section before we drop into the desert. So right here, we're gonna go left and check out an optional route. This is going to be an out and back. If it's too tight, we are gonna opt out, but if it looks like we can make it through, this will be a 4 out of 10 Fisher Mesa, and it looks like we can cruise out, get some really awesome views, and I'm hoping we can make it. The sun's finally out here and puts us in a better mood. All right, so we now have another option for the optional route. This trail is pretty tight, ton of trees hanging out the side and everything. We've done so much pinstriping on this trip already. We decided to stop being lazy.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
It really doesn't. I mean, we could just continue on here, but this is also a hiking area too. So there's a trail that actually follows more of the rim rather than the off-road trail, which doesn't really follow it. It kind of goes out to a point at the end, but we're gonna hop on this hiking trail here. Trucks are here, locked. Everything will hopefully be drying out by the time we get back. Come on, son. If you were to hike this entire loop, it technically could be like 20.8 miles, but we're just going to probably go to the first viewpoint and then maybe come back the same way. I'm assuming there's going to be views everywhere throughout this, so a little change of pace from just straight up off-roading. We are about 1 hour in, 3 miles into this trail, and this might be kind of like the turnaround point for us. Fisher Valley. We're actually gonna be driving through this valley over here. The actual viewpoint where the 4x4 trail ends kind of down at this point over here. So if you decide to do some more off-roading, that's where it will put you. We probably could have pushed our trucks through all the really tight stuff, but it feels good to kind of get out here and move around. Do some more push-ups right on the edge. A lot of people often mention that me standing on the edges of cliffs like this bugs them out, so this one's for you guys. I mean, this entire rock that I'm standing on is completely cracked right now. It just goes down and is complete death out the bottom side there, so it's fine. Everything's fine. We are at 5 miles, almost on our way out, probably like a mile to go. And as we get closer to the LaSalle's, this stuff above us keeps opening up. I feel like if you don't talk about it, it won't happen, right? Like the W word, lightning and thunder in the distance, home stretch. We just start running, run. We made it back just in the nick of time. It started thundering and lightning like crazy, and now it is hailing. Little hail balls everywhere. We're gonna try to get out of the mountains now and drop down into some place with better weather, which is just like the theme of this portion of the video. So this is what happens in the desert because the soils can't soak up this water. So you get waterfalls all over the place, and that's making this trail a little more interesting. This hidden canyon road has been super fun, especially with the rain and how we're like driving through dry creeks that didn't exist and waterfalls and everything, but we're finally getting lower in elevation and we're not quite at the valley floor yet. But right here is an optional route that I was scouting out. I'm not sure if we can go all the way out to a turnaround point, but there seems to be a turnaround with like 360 views of all of the mesas around, as well as 7 Mile Canyon. So we're gonna see how far back this goes, and hopefully there's no motorized use signs. It is beautiful out here, by the way.
Let's straighten out. Yep.
Reverse wheeling. Little driver. Yep. Give it a little bump. There you go. Nice. All right, so we made the executive decision to actually stop here because the Forest Service Trail that's actually marked on the map kind of stops right after this drop. This one definitely requires high clearance and 4 low because it's really steep, really rocky. Looks like not many people come out here. There is an old double track marked right through this area, but instead of like going on soil that probably hasn't been touched in a while, we decided to just park here and we'll just do another hike. There are currently no motorized vehicles past this point signs out here, so in theory you could drive out there, but I'm gonna say don't do that because that's how places like this get shut down. Not sure how far this hike's gonna be, but hopefully not long. From the spot that we stopped, it's about 0.7 miles, so not quite a mile out and back, and it's very clear that no one has driven on here in a long time, so definitely don't drive down something like this. We made it to the turnaround point, maybe a little less than a mile, and this is sick out here. Whoa, look at that spire in the middle.
Yeah. Wow.
Sick. This is like a cool intersection where all of these canyons just come together. I don't even know which way the water would run. We can hear water. Hear a lot of water down there.
Yeah.
Epic. So you guys know I hate hiking, but that spot, 10 out of 10.
It's so good.
Definitely.
Worth the 1.4 mile hike.
Yeah. We're gonna be up to like 8 miles in total today. 8 more miles than I've hiked all year.
So crazy. Sunshine, rain, hail, just all over the place.
Welcome to Fisher Valley, Utah. This is the final leg of this entire trip, and this whole section probably needs no introduction. We're dropping into the backside of Fisher Valley, and we are going to follow this all the way through Onion Creek until we make our way back out to the road at the Colorado River. Since we just had so much extreme weather coming across the LaSalle Mountains, there's probably going to be a ton of water crossings. There's probably about 30 different creek crossings throughout this entire stretch, and let's just say the trucks are definitely going to be muddy by the time we're out of here. Oh, what a trip. Celebratory fajitas right here. That's what we're doing for our last camp night. That's damn good. So today was an absolute blast, even though we had some crazy weather and hail and it was cold. After we got back on pavement, we actually did give the trucks a quick spray down over in town in Moab. We fueled up, we got some drinks, but from here we're probably gonna hop back on the highway and make our way to Colorado tomorrow. The route that I created basically stops at the pavement, so we decided to come to a secret camp spot. Favorite spot to camp?
Yeah. Beautiful.
That other one though, we gotta camp there at some point.
Today was the most scenic, most terrain, I would say, and weather. Obviously, you don't have control over weather, but man, we were in the low 40s and now we're in the mid 70s. So it's so diverse on day 3, but yeah, I'd say today's my favorite. Most scenic, beautiful. I definitely recommend those 2 trails we were on.
What was your favorite segment of the whole trip? Like trail or camp spot?
Yeah, I would say Onion Creek for sure. Yeah, the spires were incredible. So much red rock out here. Everybody always wants to come to Moab, but there's just so much more. I never knew that there was so much in between the San Juans, which everybody loves to go to and never gets old, and everybody loves to come to Moab, which is beautiful and never gets old. But the in-between, still, there's so much to do. And also, I don't think I've ever wheeled or done a trail into another state before, Colorado into Utah. So that was pretty interesting and fun. I've always just come into a different state from a highway or a road.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
I agree with that. Day 3, probably my favorite. Day 2 was fun. The mines were sick.
The mines were sick. I wish we could have spent more time there.
Yeah.
But the weather kind of
shortened it.
Yeah, shortened it.
This has kind of been a battle between like mountains and desert, and we crossed them a bunch of different times. This is still my favorite out of all of them. I love the mountains, I love the desert, but like that in-between area, that's my favorite. It's the best of both worlds. Everything's finally drying out here. This is like a pretty relaxing end to the trip, honestly.
Yeah.
We lucked out on weather for now. Shouldn't even say that. So we're spending the night here, and we'll head back to Colorado early tomorrow morning. I think that's it for this series. I don't know what questions you guys have for me or what you want to know about OnXOffroad, but drop some comments, questions, concerns in the comments down below. I'll leave all of the relevant links and everything in the description as well. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking all the way to the end of this video. Maybe you watch the whole series. Appreciate you guys. Fajita bumps.
Cheers.
Woo. If you're new here, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. We got more trips coming up soon. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.